you done to Alistair Rhodes?
These are the only people I trust.
We will do whatever it takes to get your father back.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Damn right we found it. We're not the first ones in here.
I cannot hold him forever.
Let's take this nice and easy.
Just like your father, I too am a prisoner. Please,
Set us free.
be steadfast, my champion.
That artifact.
It's stuck.
Great.
Gaia finds you worthy. Her hand is yours.
Watch your back, mademoiselle!
The winged steed will lead you. Your father, he waits you.
I hope you know what you're doing, Scarlet.
Good morning, everyone. I'm John Raffis, and welcome to Treyarch. Tomorrow, we begin rolling out our newest Zombies adventure, Ancient Evil. First on PlayStation 4, the Chaos storyline continues with Diego, Scarlet, Bruno, and Shaw, and they take us to the ancient Greek city of Delphi. Tell us a little bit more about that and what is in store. We have with us Director of Zombies, Jason Blundell, and our lead writer, Craig Houston. Gentlemen.
Hey, John.
Good morning, John.
Welcome. Good morning.
How you doing?
I'm
Not
good.
too bad. Thanks for asking.
Oh,
Yeah.
Of course, I'll go for it, yeah.
I'm also doing good.
Yes. Craig's good as well.
Outstanding. Now that we've established
Yes.
that, we're going to dive into our first world premiere here shortly. Before we do, please set it up by sharing with fans sort of the story so far.
The story so far, well, it's, as we often do, we've had some interesting chronology to get us to this point. So just to clarify for everyone, we began really with the comic book series, which introduced our main characters and their friendship with Alistair Rhodes. By the time we go on to Dead of the Night, which actually was the most recently released, that reveals how Alistair Rhodes was abducted by the Order, who we start learning more about through the subsequent maps. Obviously, Voyage of Despair was the beginning of Scarlet and the gang's journey looking for Alistair, and then things get very weird for them in the map 9, where, as I think people have now seen, the cave where they were inhaling vapors to take them back on a bit of a mind trip, gladiatorial adventure, which ended quite abruptly, shall we say. For Ancient Evil, they're now back in that cave, which we reveal is right next to Delphi, the ancient city of Delphi, which we're going to discover a lot more about in the level.
All right, so right now we are going to take a look at a piece we're calling the High Priest of Chaos.
Oh, now this is interesting because obviously people have been trying to piece together what's going on with the Order and what their goals are, but outside of them being a bit grandiose in a gladiatorial arena, we've not seen too much. So we've got a little vignette here that's going to show a little bit more about how they work behind the scenes, shall we say.
Yes.
All right, so with that, let's cut to High Priest of Chaos.
I know you are afraid, my child, but you must have faith. Your fear is only a product of your imagination. Prove that you are worthy. Do it. This is your path to true enlightenment. Do it. The door between life and death swings both ways. Now, you are one of us.
So what I understand is like that was modeled largely after Zombies production meetings. That's kind of
Yes,
how that
pretty
what that
much.
looks like.
Now you know how the sausage is made.
There you go. There you go. So Ancient Evil.
Yes.
Bring us into the world. What did we just see?
Well, what we just saw is a kind of thematic thing that we will touch on more, and we've touched on in the past, even if people didn't really realize it. I think we saw a little bit of the same kind of shenanigans going on in the music video for Dead of the Night. Those who were wondering quite how poor Godfrey managed to get a voice speaking to him in his head. So it's revealing a little bit about how the Order works. But for Ancient Evil, we're getting thrown full on into Greek myth. We're getting into all the fun stuff that so much of these kind of things are really, they've been inspired by a lot. You know, we've touched on different ancient beliefs and gods and things, but you know, the Greek myths are kind of the granddaddy of them all. So jumping into that is very special.
Well, as we get into gameplay, we see a lot of the Greek mythology playing out with a lot of the new enemy types that we see. So what do players have in store for them there?
Well, you know, players are going to have fun that the animators couldn't. Because we have got some creatures that made life very difficult. We've got the Giganese, who have 6 arms.
Are you
and
pronouncing that right?
I hope so.
Yeah.
I hope so.
Okay.
But they have 6 arms, and they wield swords and spears and shields, and you know, that's significantly more work than animating your usual character. So, you know, hats off to the animation team for doing such a sterling job. At the other end of the scale, we have the Spartoi warriors who, you know, they're not only deficient in the arm department, but they lack skin. They are your classic skeleton warriors, which...
They also lack frames as well. So
they lack frames. What do you mean, like glasses?
Well, so I've got to call this out. So
Okay.
it was a deliberate callback to films that we kind of grew up with
Yes.
Ray Harryhausen, right?
Yeah.
With the Jason and the Argonauts.
Jason
and
the Argonauts.
you don't have to point at me just because
Yes.
I've got that name. But we really kind of tasked the animation department to kind of give us that stop motion feel, that hand animated feel. So it actually turns out to be more complicated than it first seems, because our engine likes to smooth everything over.
Yeah.
So it actually took a lot of work from the animation department to make it very kind of juttery and kind of and look like you're kind of animating it by hand. So there's our homage to Mr. Harryhausen.
Turns out they do have a little skin in the game after all.
Oh,
Yes.
It's a fun. Okay, new weapons also appear in Ancient Evil. What can players expect to get their hands on?
Well, there's a bunch of fun stuff. One of the big ones is a new kind of gauntlet, the Fallen Hand, which, you know, kind of like some of our other previous special weapons, comes in different forms, and players are going to have to experiment to see all of those. There is earth, wind, light, and death are the different powers that you can give that gauntlet. And you might have seen, you know, some of those effects in the trailers, but again, it's about giving more ways to dispatch all those fun new enemies that we've got. So yeah, there's some others besides that.
And there are a number of new traps that are being introduced, including this, what is it, the steam bath trap?
The steam bath,
I'll tell you what,
yes.
I've fallen for that one once or twice.
Yes, I have fallen into one. Didn't spill my drink, but the bath is, you know, if you've ever wondered what boiling zombies is like, you're going to make a particularly unpleasant zombie soup if you heat up these baths to scalding temperatures.
In
He's just laughing at me.
he's doing so well. That's fantastic.
in the footage that we just saw here, we saw Pegasus coming in.
Yes.
We also saw that in the gameplay trailer at the onset of the stream. So tell us about Pegasus. Why is Pegasus there? What's he bring to the table?
Well, He doesn't bring anything to the table with his hoofs because he
he's a
can't
horse
carry things
He's not
very
got an
well.
opposable
But
thumb.
no, Pegasus. He lacks the opposable thumb.
Yeah.
Pegasus is almost a bit of a special weapon in his own right. There's a few things that he does that we're not going to get too into, but you can befriend him, shall we say, and you can use him as a kind of area of attack weapon. You know, he has wings, so he doesn't always need to come down to ground level. But from the skies, he can rain down destructions, plural. That's how many zombies he can kill, more than one.
But you need to make sure you bring sugar cubes.
Okay, so it turns out that there are a number of new tributes, perks,
Tributes,
talismans, and elixirs.
Let's jump in. First of all, before you explain the tributes, we do have an ally in this map, which is something that we don't do too often. I mean, you could argue about how friendly the dragons were and stuff, but we have the Oracle, who is a big feature of this map, and she helps you along the way with guidance, a little bit of backstory, and tributes. I'm going to pay tribute to Jason as he explains a bit of that.
I'll just throw that over to me, right?
Yeah, okay. I'll give you an order later.
Yeah, so she's an ally, and that's a big deal for us because normally we put things into maps that are trying to kill you. So we thought, you know, let's make a change. Let's do something slightly different. So she does things like when you go down, she will revive you. She can also open doors. She can give you ammo when you're going low. She'll even highlight quest items if you're searching for something. Let's say you're building a shield or something like that.
It is a bit give and take though, because kind of like, you know, some of the challenges on 9, you're more rewarded for the things that you do rather than just, hey, free gifts for everyone.
Yes, but having a positive element that's not trying to kill you seemed like a fun change.
Yes.
I like the sound of that.
Yes.
All right.
Don't get used to it, kids.
No. Right?
Yeah.
The Zomshell. New perk.
Yes.
I will, as always, let it for the audience to kind of explore with it. But basically, it means that you can, if you shoot a zombie, there can be a chance of an explosion. It can also then leave a gas behind that then can also then cause other zombies to also then die as well. And then with the alt, if you kind of put it in the 4th perk slot, then you can also, by going into the smoke, also essentially get zombie blood. So it's a multifunctional perk.
All right. Coming down the last on my list, we've got 2 new talismans set up for tomorrow.
Yes.
Well,
two.
I've got a cheat sheet here.
What does your cheat sheet say, Jason?
I'm going to read my cheat sheet because we've changed the names always at the last second.
Yes,
So
got it.
And some of these are hard to pronounce, so sorry everyone. I'm going to read from the names. Okay, so I'm just going to list them because to go through all the things is too long.
That's a longer
story. So dividended yield elixir, we got an elixir.
Yep.
Talking about regeneration elixir, bullet boost elixir. And then we have the whimsical Quacknarok.
Yeah.
Which, you know, with ducks, you know.
It's whimsical.
Whimsical. We have a suit up elixir, battered dragon scale talisman. Got some talismans there. Glowing, and here we go. You did the word.
This
Phylactery.
was phylactery.
Phylactery.
I'm phylactating at the moment.
Please don't be like us and be illiterate. Work out what that word means. And then, obviously we talked about the Zomshell as well. So there's a whole slew of talismans, perks, and
that
elixir.
is the correct collective term.
Yes.
A slew.
Okay, we're going to come back to Ancient Evil. We're going to roll out the IGC here in a moment.
Nice.
Before we do, just a couple housekeeping items, things that we've got coming up over the course of the next 2 weeks. Jason, I know a little while ago you talked about split screen pause and server pause. Got that planned for an update in the near future.
Yep.
And those are firsts for zombies, correct?
I believe so. It's when you put these features in, it's always about getting it right. So we wanted it a little bit earlier. It's coming a little bit later, but it's coming to zombies.
Outstanding. And I guess just sort of on a general note as it relates to gauntlets, what should players sort of expect, kind of keep in mind for future gauntlets?
I think like we did on the videos last time we did the little developer updates. Every time we release a gauntlet, we listen to the community, we look at what they're liking, what they're not liking. We're always very careful that we're not just kind of following the loudest voices in the communities, but what we try to do is if we're seeing people gravitating towards a certain idea, we'll incorporate that, and that's what we're doing each time we're doing a gauntlet. And then sometimes, if something's a bit sticky for people, you know, having a bit of trouble with it, we'll keep it as well because, you know, again, it's supposed to be a mix between challenge and reward. You know, it should be introducing you to mechanics, and then also providing a challenge for you as you get through the rounds.
Is there anything else that we just sort of want to, like, any housekeeping items that we want to share before we get into the world premiere of the IGC for Ancient Evil?
Well, the only thing I'd say is I'm really excited about this map. We've previously said that the remaining maps on this season will return to the Ether story, so I think this is a really special place to leave the Chaos crew, and I think people are going to have fun with it.
All right. Forward to Ancient Evil tomorrow, and for now, we will world premiere the IGC for Ancient.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Damn right we found it.
We may need this. After all, who knows where we're going?
Behold the great and mighty city of Delphi.
I thought Delphi was the city above ground.
Red herring. The one up there was a decoy intended to protect the real Delphi from its enemies.
Please help me. I am trapped in the temple of Apollo.
These ropes, we're not the first ones in here. Let's take this nice and easy.
The unclean wretches have tormented me for centuries.
Look, I know coming here was my idea and all, but I'm starting to have some second thoughts. Third, even.
You just faced death, sure. What could possibly scare you now, huh? Know thyself. I hope you know what you're doing, Scarlet.
Where is my father? Where is Alistair Rhodes?
Just like your father, I too am a prisoner. These bonds prevent me from freeing him. Please, I beg of you.
Set us free.
While Ancient Evil begins rolling out tomorrow, that doesn't mean that we've left it. We are making a number of other updates to both Blackout and multiplayer. Here to talk about what is going into Blackout, we have one Mr. David Vonderhaar.
Hello again,
Good
my
morning,
old
David.
friend. How was your vacation?
It was nice.
How many times did I call you on your vacation?
None.
5 to 8?
No, it was pretty low key.
I only emailed you 14 times.
Had some family in town. It was
That's
nice.
awesome.
Very
Good
relaxing.
for you.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, okay.
Back.
So,
We're back with one of those block rockin' beats. Let's
all
go.
right. So I know that the team's been working super hard to get a number of other sort of updates into tomorrow. We've got several planned with Blackout, which include Zero's EMP and Outrider's Sparrow.
Yeah. Let's talk about the EMP first, right? So,
Sure.
We're pretty selective and take our time putting in specialist type weapons and equipment. You know, like the flamethrower, so the purifier, excuse me, is a good example of that, right? But the EMP is a really good call as a piece of equipment in general because there's a lot of equipment that can be set up to traps and barricading, for example, and there's not a great way to counter all that stuff. I don't particularly love that something like a trip mine would be used as the principal method of destroying vehicles with a solo one. So, but the EMP gives you some counterplay, so you can sort of blow up that kind of thing. Barricades, and also impacts vehicles in a pretty significant way, so it'll sort of stall the engine out for a while. So I think that's really kind of more the counterplay you would want with vehicles over the long haul is, sort of EMP the vehicle, stall it, and then jump the driver or the passengers as opposed to, well, everyone's tired of getting run over, right? Yeah. Yes.
I'll tell you I am.
Yeah.
Well, I mean...
That's by your boss, though.
Maybe.
Zing.
So tell me a little bit about sort of the journey toward balancing that, because I mean this is something that comes into the world and has a pretty profound impact on your surroundings. So what was that process like?
So it's slower than you'd want it to be,
Yeah.
of course, because every change that you make, even something small like the introduction of the EMP, will have impact that we don't even understand yet until the game's in the hands of everybody who plays it, not just that us in the studio, right? It'll be, I've said this a million times, when you get the EMP, you will have more hours with the play and the counterplay of the EMP in the first day than we are able to do in our lifetime in this building, right? Because we're still making the game, right? Just the hours log. So
Sure.
you take steps. You go and you say, I want to get here, and this is how you got to get there, right? And if you change too much at once, then other bad things happen, right? Then you end up having to put the EMP, more of it or less of it, in some modes and not others, and that kind of thing. And you would try to keep your life simple, right? But life is not simple.
We've also got Outrider's Sparrow.
Ooh, the Sparrow.
And
because there would be 1 million ammo types, 10 arrows does not equate to 10 units of flame in a flamethrower or 10 shots in an annihilator, so it's complicated.
Scarlet.
Did you find what you were looking for?
Damn right we found it.
We may need this. After all, who knows where we're going?
Behold, the great and mighty city of Delphi.
I thought Delphi was the city above ground.
Red herring. The one up there was a decoy intended to protect the real Delphi from its enemies.
Please help me. I am trapped in the temple of Apollo.
These ropes, we're not the first ones in here. Let's take this nice and easy.
The unclean wretches have tormented me for centuries.
Look, I know coming here was my idea and all, but I'm starting to have some second thoughts. Third, even.
You just faced death, sure. What could possibly scare you now, huh? Know thyself. I hope you know what you're doing, Scarlet.
Where is my father? Where is Alistair Rhodes?
Just like your father, I too am a prisoner. These bonds prevent me from freeing him. Please, I beg of you, set us free.
Well, and so one
Really?
of those.
You're really not going to let me talk about that today? Really? The coming soon?
Well, no, I have it.
What's it say?
Coming soon, right here. I'm just. I'll read anything if you put it on a teleprompter.
Me too.
Unique New York. I hear we've got a brand new 2.0 version of Ambush coming soon.
Oh, okay. We can talk about Ambush, right? So, I love LTMs, limited time modes. I love them because you can do something that's sort of out of character from core duos and quads. You can figure out what sticks, what people resonate with. And Ambush 1.0, we're not actually calling it 1.0 or 2.0, but the first version of Ambush showed us how people would take vehicles and use them as weapons to sort of win that kind of mode with a collapsed circle that was constant. And so parts of Ambush kind of directly influence the spirit of some of Hot Pursuit. On the flip side, this is not how Ambush should be played. So we took out the things that make that problematic, particularly the ATV and the ARAV, the ATV being fast, the ARAV having the gun, so that you can't even have this. We also took out the SDM because of the way that its fire rate works. And that's a bummer for me personally because that was my go-to gun. But you have to do the right thing for the mode, and it's not the right thing for the mode. We put in shotguns, and then we also have more 4X scopes, right? So there's more close range and better long range, which is really the point of Ambush in the first place, not to drive people over, right?
Sure.
So it'll play better, and then we'll do that. We'll get more feedback. Then we'll take it back to the lab, and we'll do what we need to do after that. And that's like sort of really an interesting kind of take on how you do development. I mean, there's an expectation of Blackout game modes getting evolved, right? If I change Search and Destroy right now in multiplayer, I'd be strung up in the court of public opinion even more than usual.
Even more than usual there.
Right? So it's like you can't, there's certain things that you can, I like working on these things because there's that demand, really. A demand to evolve it and do different things with it the next time. That, like, people don't want it to be the same thing necessarily.
Yeah.
Right?
Well, speaking of evolution, it seems like there's some updates to the After Action report.
Yeah, so this one's been on my to-do list for a long time, so I'm really glad that we finally got some traction around this. I don't think any of us were super satisfied with the kind of information that gets displayed to you when the game is over.
Yeah.
And we've made one change to it, which is a journey to the change that's coming in next. A lot of people had said it was difficult to rank up in Blackout, for example, which is why we did all the work we did in the last update in the prestige levels. There's a whole world of challenges that will give you merits, and you don't have to do much except play the game. And maybe you would just go a little left or a little right if you knew what they were and they were better exposed to you, for example, right?
Sure.
So this is a very simple example. So now when the AAR happens, or anything in the end game flow, what happens when the game's over, you're eliminated, etc., you just get better information. Well, we panelized it, so now what that means is it's all not compartmentalized to wins and placements. So the long road for that, which is pretty exciting, is we don't just have to give merit for challenges, for wins and for placements. We can expand kind of our vocabulary there as we add new LTMs, right? Maybe additional victory conditions. We just have a more modular way of presenting information to players about how they did and what they still need to do.
Sure.
And you know, that'll go a long way.
Nice. And kind of last on the list here is no specifics, kind of, you know, is there anything else that we might be seeing?
This is the thing I thought you were saying I couldn't talk about, but now you're saying I can't talk about
the thing that you can't talk about. But
yeah. There's a really, really cool thing about to happen for every hot dropper on the planet. Wink. Wink. That's how I wink. You like that?
There you go.
Just go ahead.
There you go.
Just leave
now. Meme that, right?
I give him the best memes, baby. This is what we do.
It's a gift right there.
Entry 741021! Perhaps this station will hold the key to the real goals of Group 935. I still do not trust my unconventional allies, but they are of great use to me. But I digress. Who would have thought the MDT was capable of time travel? How many stations does this group have? Where did that little girl disappear to? Only time will tell what new questions await us in this theater of the damned.
Yeah, the power needs to be turned on. For the revival of the unfittest. Running low on ammo. No ammo is no fun. Ah, ja. My kleine Tierfreunds will die with great pain. Dare you touch the doctor? Max ammo. Ammo to the max, yeah? I can save vials of their blood for later. I take no pain! I put my straw in it! And I take it up! Oh, look, it's me, but not quite as magnificent. I am so pleased! Now die! This one didn't photograph so well. Hello, Dempsey. Ah, it's just a portrait. An ugly one! Eyes are following me. He's been disarmed. Insta-kill. I will please you now. The voices. His screams are so erotic. Yeah. Of death. Be afraid of the doctor! Stay away!
Things. It's really weird to have shot the video and then be doing a live stream, but not
fetch me their soul. Have no fear, the doctor is present. How could they be so mean? More time to play with my pretty ones! It's a beautiful sound! It's like music! Pus everywhere. More score! Oh, the lovely blood! This makes me angry! Doesn't it? That's so humorous! The doctor says, die! This is just so heavy.
Time to work with the best people. You know, they don't, you know, Treyarch act.
Everyone feel engaged, like they could progress in the system and participate. Whatever the different skill, the bonus pool. lasting for the whole week, right?
Sure.
And that way you have enough time to get into an event. You have
finishing, like go finish it. Like this is great. And then I end up writing this this sort of hero theme for the much like an interactive movie to me. I approach it like it's a film because when they're sitting there with a lot of people have really elaborate setups and they've got their headphones on or they've got, you know, surround sound in their house or whatever, you know, we want that to sound like a movie and we want the experience to be that dramatic. So I don't always do only dark, you know, Call of Duty music. Sometimes I'll do really emotional music, and I do that because I think everybody reacts to that no matter what, you know. And if we find the right moments, it can really enhance the gameplay.
We developed the multiplayer themes much the same way we did everything else, which is we kind of paint the experience out. Like, this is how we want the player to feel. So the multiplayer theme,
those intentional griefers and people that
They seem to have all gone boom! The piece of the meteor! Yes! More firepower! Where did you go? they stole this from Japan. Amazing monkey of power! I found the last piece! I have found a delicious tune! Need more screams! Leave me! The life has been drained from that one. Oh, poor little doggy! A gift from Sam. Goodbye! Feel it? Oh, I hope.
There's too many gaps in your story, Mason. The only recorded riot at Borcuda was ended after 3 days, peacefully.
And at that point, it's just going to hurt them. It's our 2 most popular game modes, and yes, we will have a hardcore bare bones mosh pit with those 2 game modes: hardcore team deathmatch and hardcore domination for our hardcore fans out there.
Riffing on modes for a moment.
Yes.
Next on the horizon in terms of party game modes is Infected.
Infected, yes.
Coming right around the corner.
Yes.
Timing TBD.
Yes. The game mode that we all know and love, Infected. We've brought it into Black Ops 4. We did this, I believe.
I wonder if any of this electrical shit still works. Fuck you, Darlington. I can build shit too. Yeah! Rustman don't need no book learning to build stuff.
That's it. Now, complete
Ballerina?
cinemas.
That was way too hard. Seems like I ought to be able to do something with this.
Welcome aboard. Please secure all personal belongings and take your seat. Now departing for the Harp Research Station.
I think this might be it.
Interfering with proper bus control is unsafe for all passengers. Vandals will be ejected without a refund. Hey, asshole! I'm telling you to stop, or I'm driving you off a cliff. Door privileges have been fucking revoked. Please pay the bus fare and exact change.
Get off my bus, you trumpet mother glovers!
System navigation error. Maintain current course. Implement automatic course upgrade protocols.
The wells run dry! Oh, mercy, mercy, Mr. Rustman. You are fresh out of kill tax.
Black Love, right? You've got your survivors, you've got your infected. The overall goal for that game mode is, as a survivor, you want to survive until the end of the match, or as an infected, you want to get out there and take a swipe at all the survivors.
Continuing on modes, we've got a new one coming down the pipe.
Yes.
We've got Deathmatch Domination.
Ooh. What could that be?
What could it be? Luckily, I've got you guys.
We've got Deathmatch, we've got Domination, and we said, you know what? This is actually Tony. Tony brought this up, and then, you know, looking at the feedback from the community, we've seen this over the years nonstop, right? So the Domination players, they're like, you know, what the hell is this guy doing? He's just going around getting kills. He's not helping at all. You know what?
Miles.
That is very...
Sorry, well, just...
So you know what? Miles is actually going to be able to help the team in Deathmatch Domination. So it's a simple concept, a simple variant, but it's one that, you know, we played it and we're like, you know what? This feels like a core game mode. It just feels like it fits. So
it's kind of like the dumbest best idea,
right?
That we've had. Like we keep, that's what I'm here for. Yeah. Well, okay, everyone's playing TDM. Let's think about TDM. Everyone's playing Domination. Let's think about Domination variants. And then there was just that moment of like, what if they were both? And it was like, why haven't we done that before?
Like? Right.
Kind of, because it's, I don't know, sometimes those happen. Like something's right in front of you.
اوكي، الو 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 الو، طلع صوتي. اوكي، هلا هلا والله. كيف البث بالله؟ دقيقة خليني اتصل عشان ما يصير في صدى.
looked and said how many deaths are occurring in a match of domination overall.
هو فتحت اخر شيء عشان راح اسكر البث بعد شوي. مضطر والله الصراحة.
We'll call it 100. I don't want to get into the math too much.
بس حبيت اتكلم معكم على السريع كذا قبل ما اسكر البث. يا اخي والله ذلونا يا اخي، ساعة اكثر من ساعة هم قاعد يتكلموا بس عن اشياء ما من امها فايدة.
Instead of a 100 round score limit, it's going to be 200. All the slayers, all the objectives, everybody's going to be PTFOing.
على الأقل كذا رجعت لكم الماضي، لعبنا كم جيم والله أشرف لنا من هذول.
But it's going to be fun, right? We've
قاعد تكلموا أشياء أقسم بالله ما من أمها فايدة.
I'm excited to bring that one to the community and see how everybody reacts.
And then Arsenal gets a bit of a makeover tomorrow.
Yes, Arsenal Sandstorm. I'm not sure exactly when that one comes out.
والله يا أخي لو أقدر أكمل كنت كملت، والله حتى ما تعشيت بروح أتعشى. والله من جد. بكرة يمكن بسوي بث. خلي يسكتوا هذول. بكرة بسوي بث يمكن وألعب الماب الجديد، وش رأيكم؟
Appreciate all the help and.
اضغط علامة مباشر. يلا للحين ما خلصوا، ما عليك ما خلصوا.
Appreciate all the help and for those of you following.
ما تكلموا عن الزومبي غير شوي، والمشكلة للحين ما نزلوا الكاتسينات، ما نزلت على حساباتهم، ما ادري ايش السالفة. ايوه خلص البث اخيرا سكتوا. والله حرام، كنت اشوف الكاتسين بجودة كويسة بس ما نزل الحين، ما ايش السالفة. بكرة اسوي بث ان شاء الله. بس المشكلة ايوه صح، الماب حينزل بالليل، بس بالليل الساعة 8 كذا، يعني مو بالليل كثير اتوقع. ما ادري، هاي التعليقات خل احطها هنا احسن والله. يب خل اسكر هذا زي ما قلت لكم. بكرة ان شاء الله في بث. ايه صح، ما سألتكم وش رايكم طيب الجيم بلاي حق الماب؟ شايفينه كويس ولا؟ انا عن نفسي الصراحة كويس اشوفه، حد عجبني السلاح اللي فيه رمح كذا ودرع. يا اخي المشكله لو يعرضون شو اسمه الكاتسينات على حساباتهم، لا بس بالبث، ما ادري شو السالفه. يا اما عاد كويس، جميل والله، متفاوتة الآراء. في ناس كويس، لا أغلبكم كويس. إيه صراحة يعني أنا أشوفه كويس، بس يعني مو أكيد مو نفس حماس إنه ينزل ماب بقصة الإيثر، لكن وش نسوي بعد قصتين أصلا كود 15. أتفق معاك شوي. يا أخي اللعبة حلوة بس ما أدري تحس في ملل، يعني حتى صرت مو فاضي ألعب، أحس نفسي كذا لما أدخل جيم أقول مطول والله، فأطلع أسكر اللعبة. لما أرجع ألعب الحين مثل ما شفت، وألعب بلاك أوبس 2 وألعب بلاك أوبس 1، ما أستمتع أكثر والله، ما أدري إيش السالفة. شكله بعد ما في شيء أقوله. ايه صح، اللي ما شاف المقطع الأخير، مع أنه أحس في كثير منكم مو مهتم بالقصة الجديدة، لكن ترى القصة الجديدة حلوة، فاللي ما شاف المقطع الأخير حق قصة الزومبي الجديدة أنصحه يشوفه، تعبت عليه مرة يعني. ف... يا أخي القصة حلوة والله، بس يعني مو إنك حاط قصة من زمان 10 سنين وفجأة تبدأ قصة جديدة مع القصة القديمة. أحس هذا هو السبب، يعني إنه القصة الجديدة مو حلوة، إنه لا أو ما اهتموا لها ناس كثير، لأن أغلب الناس مهتمين بالقصة القديمة أكثر. حلوة القصة الجديدة، يب صراحة حلوة. ايه والله سردهم للأحداث جدا خرافي، بس ما أعرف تحس شيء غلط إنه تريارك مع هالقصة، تحس تريارك فقط للقصة حقت الإيثر، ما أعرف أشوف شيء غريب القصة، يعني القصة الجديدة مع تريارك. ما نقول إلا الله كريم، نشوف تريارك وش لوين حيوصلوا. لا عادي التجديد مفيد، ايوه صح، بس يعني انت شفت التجديد لوين وصل الحين، شوفوا كيف بلاك اوبس صارت الحين، ما عرفوا يرتبوها الصراحة اللعبة، ما عرفوا كيف يمسكوها كويس. يا اخي قصة الايثر شيء من وحي الخيال. يا اخي والله احسن قصة شفتها بحياتي، يعني هذا اقل شيء اقدر اقوله عنها. اتوقع اني الوحيد اللي يتابعه الى الحين. وش هو تابعني انا للحين؟ طيب 120 مشاهدة الحين، وش وضعهم؟ بتنزل بث بكرة، يب اذا قدرت ان شاء الله. اوه لازم عاد اضبط الوضع عشان اقدر اتكلم، مو نفس الحين. ان شاء الله يا رب يكون الماب كويس. يا اخي والله قهر لما الماب يطلع مو كويس، وين بعد اكثر من 3 اشهر الماب الجاي. انا راح اكون اول شخص بالبث، ان شاء الله البث يكون احسن من هذا. فيب ما راح اطول عليكم اكثر من كذا اتوقع، لانه لازم اسكر. فيب اتمنى تفعلوا جرس التنبيهات عشان البث بكرة بس يبدأ تجون كلكم، وان شاء الله ما بيكون كويس. وما عندي شيء اقوله ثاني، اللي ما شاف المقطع الاخير يشوفه. صراحة انجاز كلوز بالبث، هذا مشاهدات ممتازة. اول ما بديت البث كان 300، صراحة توقعت اقل بكثير يعني حاليا الدعم مرة سيء، فكويس انه وصل فوق 200 اول شيء. فيب شكرا لكم. للحين باقي بالبث، وان شاء الله بثوث ثانية قريبا، ما ادري يمكن ان شاء الله بعد ابدا بثوث بالقناة اكثر واكثر، نلعب حتى الاكواد اللي موجودة عندي على البي سي، نلعب على البي سي بعد، اضبط شوي الوضع، يعني مو مرة يعني كويس بالبي سي، انا لا اعرف العب كويس بالبي سي، ولا اعرف يعني زي ما شفتوا المايك قبل شوي يصير في صدى وما ادري ايش، فلازم اضبط الوضع وكذا. فان شاء الله بس اتعود على البي سي كويس اسوي لكم بثوث كثيرة. واحس اني طولت، يلا كان معكم اخوكم مستر كلوزو. فعلوا جرس التنبيهات واشتركوا بالقناة اللي ما اشترك للحين، وضغطوا على زر اللايك، ونشوفكم مقاطع جاية ان شاء الله، ومع السلامة.